This conference will now be recorded.
Thank you, ma'am. It's my great pleasure to introduce our panelists for today's discussion. Before we do the formal launch, if I may first welcome Ann Jupner. She is the co-manager of the joint United Nations Development Program, United Nations Environment Program, hello Ann, Poverty Environment Action for Sustainable Development Goals Project, best known as Poverty Environment Action. She's also the director of the Global Policy Center on Resilient Ecosystems and Desertification of the United Nations Development Program based in Nairobi. Secondly, I am pleased to welcome David Osborne to the panel. He is a representative of the Poverty Environment Action Project Board on behalf of UNEP and serves as the Deputy Director of the Ecosystems Division of UNEP, also based in Nairobi. Welcome, David. And again, I'm Michael Stanley Jones. I'm a program management officer working in knowledge management and reporting for the Ecosystems Integration Branch of Ecosystems Division and a longtime supporter of Poverty Environment Action and its predecessor, Poverty Environment Initiative, as a knowledge manager. So with that, I'm just to say we're extremely pleased to welcome you, our viewers and listeners, to this launch of Poverty Environment Action's website. Before we turn on the switch and share with you this new communication and knowledge sharing platform, I wish to turn the floor over first to Ann Jupner and ask her to tell us a little bit about Poverty Environment Action, its background, and the scope of its mission. Please, Ann.
Many thanks, Michael. And allow me to mention that I'm giving these remarks also on behalf of my UNEP counterpart, Kerstin Stendal, who is the UNEP Poverty Environment Action co-manager. So, Michael, Poverty Environment Action for Sustainable Development Goals of the UNDP and the United Nations Environment Program, UNEP, is a new 4-year global project which promotes an integrated approach that contributes to bringing poverty, environment, and climate objectives into national and subnational plans, policies, budgets, and public and private finance to strengthen the sustainable management of natural resources and to alleviate poverty. Poverty Environment Action initiated 8 full-fledged country projects in sub-Saharan Africa and the Asia and the Pacific region, namely in Bangladesh, Laos PDR, Malawi, Mauritania, Myanmar, Mozambique, Nepal, and Rwanda, and 2 technical assistance initiatives in Indonesia and Tanzania. The 8 full-fledged country projects were drawn from a set of countries in which substantive gains had been made through the previous UNDP UNEP Poverty Environment Initiative, or PEI for short, and that had high potential to deliver on the shift in investments expected from poverty environment action. The 8 full-fledged country projects were developed in close consultation with national partners, governments, and donors.
Thank you very much, Ann, for that brief introduction. Could we explore with our viewers what kind of actions this project aims to instigate and what it plans to achieve?
Progress towards achieving the overall poverty environment action outcome, which is defined as strengthened integration of poverty, environment, climate objectives into policies, plans, regulations, and investments of partner countries to accelerate delivery of the 2030 Agenda and the Sustainable Development Goals, or the SDGs. We expect that the countries will demonstrate alignment between poverty environment objectives in plans and related budget allocations, with increased investments in support of environmental sustainability and climate priorities for poverty eradication. And that the tools and approaches we provide are applied by regional and global partners in support of the poverty environment nexus for SDG acceleration to achieve the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. In our first year of project implementation in 2019, progress was made against this challenge. 5 of the Poverty Environment Action countries increased their alignment with poverty, environment, climate, and gender objectives in their development plans and programs. And 1 country, Rwanda, increased its expenditures in these areas, helping move toward achieving the overall objectives of the project. And Poverty Environment Action contributed to the global debate, transforming economies to make them more sustainable and resilient at the high-level political forum in New York and at the Asia Pacific Forum for Sustainable Development, where our integrated approach has been taken up by leaders and partners from around the globe.
Thank you, Anne. That sounds promising. Let us now invite our representative, David Osborne, representative of the project board, to tell us what inspired this 4-year project of UNDP and UNEP. David, over to you, please.
Thank you very much, Michael. Before I make some few remarks on behalf of my counterpart, Tim Scott at UNDP, and myself, let me first of all just thank everybody for joining us today. We really appreciate it. It demonstrates the interest and support in this initiative and the work going forward. I also want to thank all of the people that have been involved in putting together the website that's going live. This initiative, the Poverty and Environment Action for Sustainable Development, the Sustainable Development Goals, it advances on a long-standing collaboration, but a partnership between UNDP and UNEP, supporting countries in Africa and the Asia Pacific region to mainstream solutions to the nexus between environmental degradation and poverty, and to integrate climate objectives into their national decision-making. It builds on the experience of the previous Poverty and Environment Initiative. Now, what's exciting is that this new website will serve as a repository for information on this poverty and environment nexus, on the mainstreaming methods, the tools, the experience, and the results, drawing on previous experience and the 8 new full country projects that Anne has referred to. The website will evolve the innovative, integrated approach that has been pioneered by this unique joint program between the 2 agencies, serving as a platform for capacity development, e-learning, and South-South exchange, beyond just the present scope of the 8 fully fledged country projects. This will allow many others to benefit from the lessons learned and from the many tools available. It provides other developing countries as well as bilateral donors and the international development agencies with a window into the integrated approaches to delivering on the 2030 agenda. And therefore it has a lot of relevance to many stakeholders across the globe. We look forward to the Poverty Environment Action's continued outreach to partners at national, regional, and global levels to strengthen the delivery of the Sustainable Development Goals. So once again, let me say thank you to everybody who's been involved, both in the past and now, and we look forward to moving forward with this exciting new tool. Back to you, Michael.
Thank you very much, David. Information is a powerful driver of change, and we've heard how the website will be a repository of tools, of our methods, and of our partnerships, and how these are employed to affect change in how governments manage their natural resources to improve livelihoods and make communities and economies more resilient. Although Poverty Environment Action is a young project, it was launched in September of 2018 and only entered its implementation phase in 2019. Its predecessor, Poverty Environment Initiative, has been a long-standing leader in integrating poverty and environmental sustainability into development. Going back as far as 2005, so really a pioneering effort. And that effort delivered a treasure trove of tools, methodologies, and results, which we are going to share through this website. The website also makes information available on the poverty environment front for non-participating countries in the project. So although there are 8 countries with full-fledged programs in this phase or in this project, we are sharing the information with the global stage. We know that many countries can learn from the experience and benefit on their delivery of the 2030 agenda, broadening the impact of our work then in a cost-effective manner using these web tools. Let's go now to the main event, because seeing is believing. And let's ask our viewers to join us in welcoming Poverty Environment
Action's new website.
Website at PEA4SDGs.org. All right, we're gonna practice in the choir later, Anne. But I think our viewers heard that we've now brought to the screen the opening page, the home page of the new website, which is live at PEA4SDGs.org. I'll be pleased now to give a quick tour of this website, and relying also on my colleagues who are helping present us the pages. And you are welcomed also on your browsers at home to follow along. You can look at the go-to. You can also open on your own browser and follow us on this tour to this new platform. First, let me speak about the purpose and function of the site. It's a site that's meant to inform and engage poverty environment communities of practice and the public. So it is for everyone. It is also a repository of poverty environment knowledge and resources. And lastly, it's a reporting hub for project staff. We'll talk more about that in a moment. But if you look at the top of the homepage, you'll see first the logos of UNDP and UNEP side by side. Those are active. They serve as back buttons in any page you are on the website. Click on those logos and you'll get back to the homepage. But they also represent the unity of purpose in this project, a novel joint delivery platform of these two agencies. Next, to the right, you'll see the main menu of the website with its 5 categories of information. This is to give you quick reference and easy access to the main information appearing here on the site. Scrolling down through the homepage, we highlight next our featured publications. Following this quick statement introducing the site and introducing Poverty Environment Action, we have a featured publications box, and here 4 of the many publications that are being produced by this project and by its predecessor, Poverty Environment Initiative, are hot linked. So clicking here, like clicking on the menu publications, will lead you directly to these resources. Further down, if we could scroll a bit further, we also in Poverty Environment have been harvesting stories of change. This is almost a brand of Poverty Environments in our work. And here we feature 3 of our most recent stories, including the new publication, Horizons of Hope, which is the first annual progress report of the new project, which was shared with the project board on the 26th of May. So this is a summary of where we got in our first year on delivering on our program. If we could continue further down the page, not only does Poverty Environment Action have 8 full-fledged country programs, but we also are preparing to deliver a variety of technical assistance programs. These are more focused interventions requested by our governments And often they involve South-South exchanges between countries that have built up experience and road tested the tools of the initiative and of poverty environment action, and now want to make that experience available to other countries. So technical assistance projects are under development. We will be adding more pages and information on this. Here we feature one of the products of Poverty Environment Initiative, Gender Gap in Agricultural Productivity. This is also a theme of one of the technical assistance projects of Poverty Environment Action currently under development. If we go below this screen, a little further down here, we have quick links to 4 of our recent news and event announcements that appear in the knowledge section. And this part will change rapidly as we add more stories and have more activities that we can share with you. Below that, and when I say scroll down, try to imagine seeing this website on a mobile phone. It's really remarkable that it has this resolution on a widescreen, but also works perfectly on mobile telephony. And so we have optimized the design of the site so it can work on both platforms. Increasingly, more and more people are accessing websites through their mobile phones. So it's important that it has an architecture that fits on a phone. And this is what you're seeing now. This section is currently called Handbook. We will be maturing this into the interactive handbook that some of you may know from your experience of Poverty Environment Initiative. The 2005 Mainstreaming Environment and Climate for Poverty Reduction and Sustainable Development Handbook is something like the leading publication, the main quick reference document to the experience of poverty environment mainstreaming of UNDP and UNEP and its partners. Here we have a link to that publication in both English, but also in Arabic, Russian, and French, and very shortly also in Spanish. We're still uploading that version. But in these 5 languages, you can get the encapsulated methodology and examples of its application on poverty environment mainstreaming from the past decade of our work. And below that, concluding this quick tour of the homepage, we have a gutter menu, which has some important features. As I mentioned earlier, this website is meant to be a workplace, a working space for our own staff to do their reporting and their analysis of our results and our progress. And so here you see on the left column below About Us, areas of work. So this replicates more or less the menu on the top of the website. But this areas of work section will be grown to become the reporting platform for our own tracking of our results-based management of this project. So it'll be a part of the website that is for staff, not for the public, but it'll help us generate the information and analyses that the public will see in the other sections of the website. On the right of this gutter, we also have, again, the 2 logos of the partner agencies, and those are actually linked to the home pages of UNDP and UNEP. And above that, under the banner Connect with Us, you'll see links to Poverty Environment's social media presence, including the Poverty Environment Initiative community page on Facebook and the video gallery on YouTube. And shortly we'll be adding other social media assets there so that you will see in this space links to all the related websites and assets, knowledge products that have been produced over the 15-year life of these 2 projects. If we can now move inside the website, I'll take you very quickly through its structure, beginning with the About page. So we're moving across the menu at the top. And here is a more detailed statement about the project, but also links to our management and staff. And please, if we could open that link to management and staff. There's the statement about the purpose of the project and its service. But We move now to management and staff. When we put this together, even I was surprised. We have 15 staff members in Bangkok, in Dhaka, in Bratislava, in Addis, in Nairobi. We are a large team of collaborators who are working to deliver this project. Our regional focal points, Jonathan Gilman in Bangkok and David Smith, and Asad Makan, also in Bangkok, David Smith in Nairobi. These are top technical experts and often help guide our country program delivery and also inform our global delivery. And below them, we also have identified on the contact page, this is another section of the website, you may have seen it in the gutter menu, contact points for our main branches, if we could call it that, the UNDP Bangkok Regional Hub, the UNDP Global Policy Center on Resilient Ecosystems, which is the managing agent of this project, and then also the UNEP Ecosystems divisions representative. So these are resources if you need more information or want general contact to the project. Otherwise, you're welcome to click on the hot links on our staff page, and you can email messages directly to whichever staff member is working on the themes that you're interested in. So if we can move now to the second item in the top menu, areas of work. Here we have, from our project document, 4 of the main categories where we're delivering work to make poverty environment mainstreaming a reality. Planning, budgeting, and monitoring, legal, regulatory, and fiscal reform, public finance and investment, and innovative approaches and tools. So I won't go into details now, but these sections will be populated with more information and links to those topics and the knowledge products that and methods that we're developing to support them. The next section of the website on countries is of highlighting the 8 country full-fledged programs at this stage. The overview page, if you could please click there, gives you a thumbnail on each of these 8 full country projects, the project title and a quick description, which you'll also find in our annual report. Below these full country projects, if you screen to the bottom, we are also including the list of our technical assistance projects. So here you see in Indonesia, Sustainable Development Finance Facility, and in Tanzania, the mainstreaming project there for poverty eradication. These are the 2 up and running technical assistance projects. We believe we'll quickly have 5 or 6 up and running, and when those are full-fledged or fully developed, we'll be providing more links and information to these projects. If we could please go to the Bangladesh project, back to the top menu and click on Bangladesh, please. Here you'll see a detail of what the country webpage looks like. We've organized the information into categories or topics, the title of the project, the thumbnail about it, its partners, its focus, its activities, and what kind of achievements we expect will result from those. Plus, there are links to the UNDP country offices that often host those projects or do host those projects. And we'll have further links to other projects that we collaborate with. In some cases, our country projects are embedded in larger projects. That's very important that we show those interlinkages. We have a history of multiplying our impact by making those partnerships and leveraging the investments that other bilateral donors, that national governments, and other resources that have come to support the larger effort on eradicating poverty and supporting SDG development. So you'll look for information there on those kinds of linkages. We'll also be adding multimedia to these pages, videos, graphics, charts, and other data. Those are being developed now. We have on the YouTube channel over 300 videos on the topic of poverty environment mainstreaming. So we hope you'll also use the website to surf over to look at those beautiful statements of what we've tried to achieve in these countries. Lastly, if we have two more sections. So if we could please go back to the top menu and we visit the knowledge section. Here we have 3 active subpages: the news and events we've looked at previously, and stories. These are organized in galleries. Go ahead, you can open one of those. They're the news, the stories section are more thematic, not so date driven, but there again you have quick, short articles highlighting developments on our universe, which we hope will become your universe. And even below these recent stories, there are articles drawn from the Poverty Environment Initiative. We have been asked by our donors, in fact, to create a repository of our history. And so we will keep in the back, not highlighted at the top of the page, but in the back end of these pages, we will be adding more and more features. We recently did a survey and discovered we had 87,000 files related to poverty environment mainstreaming in our archive. So we're going to select the best of the best, and there'll be several hundred articles and reports and features that you can research there using this knowledge portal. If we go back once more to the top, and move to the partners final section. Here we feature both our implementing partners, our agents who have helped deliver on the program of work of Poverty Environment Action. There are links to each of these. Asian Development Bank, super important partner for us, and others who have been at our side for some time now and are helping with Poverty Environment Action's delivery. And below them, or rather on their own page, so we duplicated this information a bit so it'd be easy to see, you'll see our 4 donor governments at present. That may grow, we certainly hope so, but we really want to thank the generous financial support of these governments, of Austria, the European Union, Norway, and Sweden for their support. And those are also linked to their websites. So to conclude this rapid tour, let me brief you on where we think this project, this web platform could be headed. I mentioned already that technical assistance projects and projects that support South-South exchange are going to be covered as we fully develop that part of this work plan. Also, we see this platform as not only a reservoir of knowledge and information, but also it could be a live training site. It could be a capacity development and training platform where courseware could be offered and structured learning could happen, e-learning. This is an area under discussion, but we already experimented with it in the Poverty Environment Initiative, and we are bringing some of those results forward. First, the interactive handbook, and secondly, the compendium of poverty, environment, and climate mainstreaming tools, practice, experience, and results. That information is being uploaded to the site soon. Lastly, we see poverty environment as a flagship project of our agencies, and it is embedded in other projects that have related ambitions and have resources and assets that can help deliver on the agenda of poverty environment mainstreaming. Those we want to ensure are linked and captured. So we're looking for synergies with our fellow projects and programs. An example being the International Ecosystem Management Partnership, which is also embedded in the Ecosystems Integration branch of UNEP, based in Beijing, a partnership with the Chinese Academy of Sciences. And there are many, many others that we could mention that are working toward the same realization of the 2030 agenda that we are, They may be doing it a bit differently. They have different resources and perspectives, but we want to capture that and synergize that. And we hope that this website will become a focal point for bringing together those joint efforts and making them mutually support one another. Thank you very much. If I could just pass now the baton back to my colleagues for a moment. We have the opportunity to discuss with you, the audience, any questions you have or any reactions you'd like to give to the website. And also, panelists, you're welcome to dialogue together or with any of the visitors you've seen to get their temperature and see how they feel about what they've now experienced, the new home of Poverty Environment Action on the internet. Gajendra, perhaps you could now close that screen so we can see the full gallery of our visitors. I think we have over 30, 35. I'm not quite seeing the number. Maybe someone else has captured the number, but a full screen of visitors. And your microphone is on. Would you like to take the floor?
Yes, Michael, thank you so much for walking us through the site. And we actually have more than 40 colleagues online with us right now, which is really excellent. And I can see that among the audience, as others are looking at perhaps still formulating some questions or comments in their mind, but allow me to give the opportunity to our former colleagues. We have here my former counterpart from UNEP, Isabel Kempf, online. Isabel is now heading UNRIST in Bonn. And we also have our previous Joint Management Board member, Monica McDevitt, who has moved on to Geneva. So perhaps we can invite either one of them just to say a quick hello and perhaps a brief comment on where we are at with PEA now, since both of them have supported our work and made it possible for us to be where we are at today. Thank you. Over.
Great. Yeah, maybe I can just start because I really was excited about this invitation. So thanks so much to the team. And I just had also this morning a discussion with our counterparts from the German Ministry of Environment, who are supporting a technical assistance program in South Africa, where the PEA is really engaged. And they were very happy with Henry and Jacinta's kind of work, collaboration on this for South Africa. So I'm really looking forward to also seeing South Africa on the list of the technical assistance projects, because they were very excited about this. And I think it will give the program the really relevant visibility that it deserves. So congratulations to all colleagues and greetings from Bonn.
Thanks both to Anne and to Isabel. It's Monica here, and yeah, it's really great to be able to listen again to hear all the really great work from the PEA, and you know, great website as well. I think it's really important, especially stepping outside of the division now and the work of the PEA. It's really important to have all of that information readily accessible. It's one of the things that we often hear, or I often hear. Let me put it in that context. Having moved to complete different divisions, is that, oh, I didn't realize that so-and-so was doing this. And I think it's particularly important because of the work in the economy division for UNEP under the page, and also under the project that's been funded by the Germans, which is on Go for SDGs. So we need to make sure that we always have that information sharing and that working seamlessly across boundaries within at least UNEP, so that we can contribute much more effectively outside. So well done, everybody. I look forward to spending some time on this website. I often pull out country level examples, and PEA and PEI formally often come to mind. So well done, and thank you from me and from the team up here in Geneva, which is the chemicals and waste branch of chemicals and health branch of the economy division.
Thank you very much, Monica and Isabel. Isabel, could you please tell us where you are now, because you're one of our key partners, your institution also represented on the partnership page.
Yes, I'm in Bonn working for UNRIS, the UN Research Institute for Social Development, and we're working on the links between poverty, environment, and climate change, especially on just transition. Thanks. So definitely, I use the PEA very often as good practices regarding integrated policies. Thanks.
Thank you. I also wanted to just shout out to Leylan, as you'll see her on the screen. She is one of the newest members of Poverty Environment Action, having joined us on the 1st of June. And she is the knowledge management and monitoring and evaluation specialist working from our Bangkok office. She's not quite there yet, but she's headed to Bangkok and will be the webmaster of this new resource. She and I have worked very, very closely together on it. Hi, Leylan.
Thank you very much, Michael, and thanks to everyone for attending the web launch. And we look really forward to having a very workable, user-friendly website and working with you all on poverty environment actions. Thank you, Michael, and everybody.
To ask a question of our panelists or make a comment, this is your chance before we close the hour. If not, then I would invite Ann Jupner. David, you're back.
Well, yeah, no, sorry, Michael. I just wanted to flag, there's one question in the comments column asking how searchable is the site? Perhaps you or Leylan could talk about the search functions a little.
Or let me take that on. The search functionality is not fully implemented yet. Part of the expansion of the site we're planning is the indexing of topics, which we've completed, but we haven't activated it yet. So we have a very detailed index that not only will take you to information on the site through the interactive handbook portal, but also will take you to chapter and verse in our major publications. So it's a technical innovation. We hope that it will work well and help people navigate. Currently, the way to navigate to topics in the site is through those menu bars that we discussed earlier. But we're planning to strengthen that with new search tools and look for that coming later this season. Thank you.
Thanks for
Michael.
Go ahead.
Michael, good evening. This is Murali here from the UNDP Lao office. Can I have a quick word, please?
Please.
Okay. Thanks, Michael and all the colleagues. I think Anne and David. I think this was a very useful hour spent. Great to know that Leylan is engaged in this, and there will be this new website. Just wanted to share a few thoughts. The PEA project in the Lao context has been something very special, mainly because Lao, as you know, has a tremendous environment and biodiversity potential, but at the same time is a country aspiring for quick development. So I think the project has really provided some very good entry points for the government, and they appreciate it a lot. One thing which I would like to suggest in terms of the website is what we are really missing, even within the Lao context, is experience sharing among the various stakeholders. So one idea could be if the website could also focus on getting some feedback from the existing stakeholders and putting them up on the website. That way, not only other countries will benefit, but even within country, there are opportunities for better sharing of experiences. This is something that repeatedly comes up in our project board meetings to find a way to enable or have a platform to share these experiences. Like, for example, there are some very interesting training sessions that are conducted. Say after a period of 6 months or a year, the website could be an ideal forum for the participants to share how they have benefited from the training. And that in turn, I believe, can trigger a similar interest in other countries where PEA is implemented. So this is one way we think, one of the many ways we think that this website can be extremely useful. So thanks for the invitation, and I think many of us look forward to this very much. Thank you, Michael and colleagues.
Thank you, Murali. Just checking quickly to see if there's any other hands raised. And thank you very much for those remarks. I think this speaks to the communities of practice that Poverty Environment is engaging with and has engaged with, and how the online training platform can keep that engagement alive and help multiply its impact globally. So we are training the trainers who will be the next generation of leaders on carrying forward the mainstreaming agenda of Poverty Environment. Ann Jupner, may I ask you please to take us out with a few closing remarks and thank yous.
Yes, thank you so much, Michael, and Murali, thank you very much for that intervention. I really fully support that, and I think this would be the best way to really have our website facilitate this direct exchange of experiences on what happened in reality on the ground when counterparts and stakeholders actually implemented some of the tools and approaches that Poverty Environment Action is advocating and promoting. So great idea, and I think we will take this up very seriously. Please look out for the website as it develops. And not only to say a big thank you to all of you here from the different countries with PEA interventions for making time to join us today, but we also very much count on you to keep our website interesting and up to date, because we really would like to give an opportunity for you to share exactly those experiences. Last but not least, I would also like to give a big thank you on behalf of the whole PEA team to our donors and partners, namely the Austrian Development Agency, the European Union, governments of Norway and Sweden, and here CEDA in particular, for making our work happen and enabling us to do what PEA does best on the ground. So thank you very much for all your support and your trust in us to deliver PEA results on the ground. With these few remarks, again, on behalf of Kirsten and me, a big thank you to you all, and we look forward to being in touch and to seeing your contributions and your thoughts and your experiences reflected in our website. Big thank you again to the whole PEA team for pulling this off and putting this together. Thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye for now.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Bye.